Right away.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, so if you want to get started, go ahead.
So let's see here. I have on lesson 2.1, I have a question on number 75. I guess those were just kind of confusing to explain.
Yeah, let me take a look here.
Okay.
Number 75. Oh, all right. Sorry, I didn't make this crystal clear, but you know how on that page, at the top of that page, it says "in other words"?
Yep.
You don't ever have to go into that section.
Oh, okay.
And any of the other sections following it.
Okay. So just the exercise, basically.
That is correct.
Okay. Okay.
Hello, Jonathan. Welcome. Or, I'm sorry, it's not Jonathan. You're down as a Jonathan, but this must be, oh, what is Rodriguez's first name? Sorry, I can't, tell me who you are.
Leah. My name is Leah.
Leah, yeah, I'm sorry. You certainly don't look like a Jonathan.
No.
Okay. Okay, Kelsey, yeah, welcome. Glad to have you here. This is, like you said, this is kind of your beginning, huh? Okay, Kelsey, go ahead.
And then I had on 2.2, number 29, 33, and 37.
Okay, so let's take a look at 2.2, number 29. So it says using, so what is the equivalent of that empty set with a complement symbol on it? So it's like, what's the complement of the empty set?
Nothing then, probably, right?
Well, the empty set is nothing. So what's the complement of that?
Nothing.
No.
No?
What's the opposite of nothing?
Oh, I guess the universal set?
That's the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And in these problems, do you make up your own universal set?
Yeah, we don't need it, right. This is just a general question of if you know, if, yeah, we haven't named them specifically.
Okay.
But nevertheless, no matter what it is, if you take the opposite of the empty set, you're going to get everything, which is the universal set.
Okay.
Likewise, 30, what was the other one? 31?
30, I think 33.
33. So what happens when you take any set A and intersect it with the universal set?
You would just take the ones that are alike.
And which ones will those be?
All of them, probably.
What do you mean? We just got to define that. What do we mean by all of them?
All the ones in the universal or all the ones in the A?
Yeah, which one?
I think it would be all of the ones in the A because the universal would have all of them, right?
Yeah, and see, it's saying you've got this smaller set A, you've got this bigger universal set. Where do they overlap? Set A.
In the A, okay.
Yep. I guess you can see I have that on the screen. Yeah, maybe the picture helps. The universal set, some big rectangle. Set A is some subset of that. Where does A overlap U? Overlaps it in A.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 37. So
Leah, don't take this as a cut, but there was a lot of noise coming from your mic, so I temporarily muted you. You can unmute yourself at the top of the screen. There's a microphone with a slash through it. You can just click on it, and then when you want to speak, just speak up. I don't know. She's not by her camera right now, so she may not hear that. Okay, go ahead.
And then for 37, I think I just figured it out. So it's the complement of A of the complement is be A then, right?
Bingo.
Okay.
Good job.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay.
So you're right. Those are kind of general questions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And those are the only questions that I have so far.
Okay.
So.
Well, I'm glad you got a chance to ask them.
Yeah.
Did those, I don't know, maybe I went too quick, but do those make sense?
Nope. Yep. Those make sense.
Good. Okay. I got to check here. Leah's having difficulty hearing. She's hearing multiple voices. Sorry about that, Leah. I'm not sure what the problem is. Okay. Leah went for some help, some technical help, I think. So, Kelsey, that means is that where you are at the end of lesson 2-2?
Yeah. Yep.
So you've got a couple lessons to pick up before the end of the week.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay,
Yep.
That makes sense.
Oh, and I have a question about the extra credit. So should I do an extra credit for each
lesson?
For each lesson, or for each like assignment?
Lesson assignment is really the same thing.
Okay.
But let me explain. Really, any extra credit you do, even let's say if you only do if we only do one of let's say you only do one extra credit problem for the first lesson, and then you run out of time and you didn't get to the others, you will still get partial extra credit for the part you did.
Okay.
So it's not like if you don't have it all done, too bad.
Right.
It doesn't work that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And did you get that extra credit problems do not have to be extra problems? They can just be.
Right.
It can even be one of the problems that you've done for your assignment.
Okay. And just explain them?
That's right. And it's not easy, but if you can write it out in any words you can think, any words that help describe it, that's good.
Okay.
Now, can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's a little bit quiet, but I can hear you, yes.
Okay, perfect. So I was curious about, I wasn't able to join you last week because they're signing me up on Thursday. But my question was, is the note-taking specifically for this time when we meet on Thursdays, or is it for when we're looking at like our web videos?
Well, I would say yes. In other words, your notebook is kind of a portfolio of everything. So it should have your assignments in it. It should have stuff from the videos that you think is important enough to write down. You might have something from the session we go through tonight that is worthy of putting in your notes. So it's kind of everything. It's a record of everything that you've done in the class.
Perfect.
And yeah, so Leah, did you have a chance to see the introductory video and the notebook video?
So I went through the notebook preview of all what we're supposed to be doing in the notebook, and then I listened to the web one going through patterns.
Okay.
But that's as far as I've gotten from last week because we're ending work this week, so yeah. I'm going to be getting to that.
So anyway, way at the top of the video list here, let me show you. I'm going to share my screen.
Perfect.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, you should be seeing my screen now.
Yep.
Yes, I can see it.
Way up at the top, there's this section at the far left called class video.
Yeah.
These two videos, course introduction and notebook expectations, those are worth taking a view of. And then yeah, here's each lesson in video. In fact, lesson 2.1 there's 7 of them. There's this one and these other 6.
Perfect.
Here's the Hangout. Here's the one that you missed last week. And tonight, when we get it up, it'll be the live Q&A right where my cursor is. I'm going to be adding, June 7th. I think it's June 7th, 2018. Anyway, so yeah, I think I answered your question and probably did. Probably did more. Yeah, glad to have you with us, Leah.
Thank you. I'm glad I could join.
I'm sorry that I don't know what happened with the late entry, but I'm glad you're in there.
Yeah, I was starting one of the master's classes, and then they said that was one class that was deficient on my BA, so they said you need to up your grade in this class, so that's why I'm taking this one, and it was a realization that was last minute. So
Gotcha. Well, I'm glad you're in.
Thanks.
So you probably caught on now. There's a chat every Monday night from 7 to 8.
Okay.
And then Thursdays from 7 to 8, we do this live Q&A thing. And then if you look here, I got in the background again, the main page here. If you just go down a little bit, all the ways you can contact me. My email address. This is a big one, my 262-510-2046. You can send me a text message or an email to that.
Perfect.
Please contact me, and I'll try to clear anything up I can clear up.
Thank you. I'll do that.
Oh, good. Yeah, the reason I called you Jonathan, don't you?
Yes, because
you're on his account or something. Yeah.
Exactly, that's my brother.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought, Jonathan. I didn't remember that. Oh yeah, Leah. That's right.
That's Leah.
Yeah.
So I know I will be able to join you guys some Mondays from 7 to 8. I know that my other class is in person. It's a 4-hour class from 5:30 to 9:30. Is that going to be a problem necessarily, or is it something where the Thursday meetings are going to be?
Well, it's not ideal. It just means you're not going to be able to get in on the kind of the live chat, but you can always send me a question, like I said. And I don't know if you know this, but if you, and I'll try to demonstrate again. If you go down to where the chat is, that would be right here, virtual office chat room. And if you click on that, this is what happens. And you can go look at the past. You could actually see what we talked about. Let's see here. It says view past chat sessions.
Perfect. Okay.
And if you do that, here are the chat sessions we've gone through. And if you click on one of them, see this session, you can actually see the conversation that we had. So that might help out a little bit.
Okay, I'll review that.
Even though it's not your questions, it might help.
Got it. Thank you.
Well, Kelsey, do you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
I don't think so. I think that's all I've got for now.
Okay. I mean, you're welcome. I'm going to hang around for a while because some people might be coming late, but you're welcome to stay or you know whatever. I'm glad you came.
Yeah, I think I'll probably hang around.
Okay. So, Leah, did you have any questions?
Yes, I was wondering, is it necessarily the reading that we are going to be doing in the textbook, or is it more of like the videos and then the discussion that's going to be most important?
Well, they're all important. I would say videos number one.
Okay.
And then, yeah, you need to kind of somehow fill in the blanks by reading some of the material in the book.
Okay.
And then, of course, another really important thing is doing the assignments. And are you aware that at the end of the chapter that everyone hands in their notebook, and all your assignments should be in there?
Yes, at the very end. Or is
Yes.
it at
Well, at the very end, at the end of each chapter. And the first one is going to be ending at the end of next week. That's not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after that.
Got it. Okay.
So you're gonna have to try to get caught up by that time.
Yes, I agree.
So on the 17th?
Yeah, I believe that's a step. Yeah, so that's the end of week 3, and at the end of week 3, we will be done with chapter 2, and your notes should be complete for chapter 2. Okay. And when I say chapter 2, you know we have that one lesson from chapter 1, so that's included in there. So you know that lesson 1:1, and then the rest of it was all chapter 2. So chapter 2 notebooks would be due Sunday, June 17th. I think I'm going to make it midnight. But
okay.
And then I noticed that you also had examples of the numbers that were required to do.
yes.
Okay, and I noticed that you had quite a few of those from the ones assigned for lesson 1.
So quite a few examples.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to do usually quite a number of examples. You're talking in the videos now?
Well, actually, in the notes.
In the notes, yeah. Well, the notes, yeah, that's true. Yes, I do. I do have a lot, and sometimes I'll even do some of the assigned problems.
Okay.
Occasionally, I will do some of those too.
Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if that was because you were wanting to demonstrate the progression of how you want it written. I noticed when I did 1 or 2 problems, I did it much more simplistically, probably the way I was originally taught. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, it's written out in quite a different manner. Is that going to be a big deduction, or is it, as long as I'm showing my thinking in my work, it'll be okay?
Primarily, if you show your thinking, I'm okay with it. But I'm not sure. You know, I don't know exactly what I'm going to see, and it could be that your thinking might need a little expanding to it. But generally speaking, I want to know what you were going through in your head. Yeah. So there isn't only one way to do it. I will say this. Taught this a lot of years, and I'm trying to give you guys probably the most efficient way to attack some of these.
Sounds good. Okay.
So that doesn't mean it's the only way. It's just that it should be efficient.
Okay. Yeah, and then you want us to work the problem out, but then do you want like a written explanation of what we did underneath each one, or not?
Well, okay, sounds like you're talking about extra credit now.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah, so extra credit. Okay, so here's the deal. First of all, extra credit you don't have to do.
Okay.
But if you do it, there's like a double, triple benefit to it. The first benefit is if you can write out an explanation, you really understand it well, and it should help you when it comes to the test and so forth. Secondly, you're going to get some bonus points added onto your test. And thirdly, it's going to help your notebook grade. So extra credit is not required, but boy, it sure can give you some good boost.
That makes sense. Good to know. And then, I don't know, have you ever had a student enter a week late? And if so, is there a method to catching up?
Sure, I've had, I mean, I honestly, I don't think it's happened too often, but,
Okay.
I mean, the problem is you've got more lesson, you've got a lot to dig into, and then you've got, what, didn't you say you have another class too on Monday?
Yeah, I have a master's level EDU class on Mondays from 5:30 to 9:30.
Oh, so you're in the master's program.
Yes, this was a class. They said, oh, you have all the prerequisites to get into the master's program, but your grade was a C, and they want me to get it up to a B just because my degree was in music ed, and math was not an emphasis. So,
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I haven't had too many master's program people before, but I guess I had heard that there might be one or two of people like yourself that would be joining. Good. It's nice to have you in here.
Thank you.
Yeah, actually, education is my field too.
Oh, wow.
I mean that's my main degree. So nice to have a master's of education person in the class. That's good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Are you a teacher?
So yeah, right now I'm a librarian at St. Marcus on North and Palmer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I really enjoy that. So tomorrow's our last day of school, and then we have training for 3 days. But I'm really hoping to catch up and nail this down once I finish, but also before that too.
How long have you been teaching at St. Marcus?
It'll be my 3rd year in August. I basically just run their reading and Renaissance program and assign grades to each grade level and make sure I set the ZPD and point goals for my students.
So do you know Mandy Belo?
Mandy Belo. What position does she have?
She was preschool. She was one of the preschool teachers at St. Marcus.
No, I'm not sure. I don't remember her.
Okay, she's gone now, but that's my that's my daughter-in-law.
Oh wow. Okay, so she taught there.
So I am familiar with St. Marcus and so forth.
Wow.
When I first started teaching, I'm not going to tell you how many years ago, but when I started teaching, I started at Saloa.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Yeah.
School. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a good introductory school for sure.
Yep. It got me introduced all right. It was good.
Good.
I'm also very glad you were resourceful to solve your whatever your technical difficulties were.
That's what a brother is for.
Yeah, you bet. That's what a brother's for. Cool.
Nice. So So quick question, if there's a problem that I'm looking at, should I give you an example, for instance, of one of the ones that I did on my own and show you how simplistic it was and compared to what you had in the notes and text that to you, or is that not the motive?
Yeah, you text it to me. Maybe you'd be better off if you took a picture and sent it to me attached to email.
Ah, that would work better. Yes.
Because then I could kind of see what, maybe a little bit better what you wrote down, what you were thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, we could certainly do that. That's a good idea.
Okay, that sounds like a good option. I'll do that.
All right.
I'm gonna get off for a minute or two.
Yeah, you could do that after we're done too.
Okay.
Well, whatever works for you.
Yeah, I'll wait on that. Now, are there specific dates? Does everything need to be done by Sunday? Is that when the first week is done? Or
yeah, here's the way I figured it. The class started on Monday.
Okay.
And so I figure it ends on Sunday. So when you're in the website here, week 1, that that started on Monday and ended on Sunday. We are now in this highlighted week. This is week 2. That's what we're in the middle of right now.
Okay.
And so by the end of this week, you should be done with lesson 2.4 homework. I've got all the stuff outlined here. By the way, these last 3 things, do you have a book now?
I do. It just came in the mail today.
Okay, you did get, that's right, you wrote me. Okay. So these last 3 are just in case somebody doesn't have a book, that 2-2 assignment, that's just in case you didn't have a book and you needed to look at what the assignment was. Anyway, next week, well, actually this week we're pretty much done with chapter 2. There's one lesson next week, week 3, and that is a presentation I do called the 2 infinities. And there's a link to it on the website. And then the rest is detailed review of, so in other words, we're going to be studying during that work 3 any questions you have about anything in chapter 2. And then at the end of that, you're going to hand in your notebook. That's this thing down here, notebook 2.
Okay.
By the way, Kelsey, this is the way we're actually going to hand in the notebook. You just click on that notebook 2 link.
Okay, that's perfect.
And then you'll be able to attach your file, whatever.
Okay.
And then, even though we're done with week 3, the test is actually during week 4. So you'll see that that'll be an online test. So for each chapter, there's a notebook and a test.
Okay.
Oh, another thing, Leah.
Yes.
I don't know. You said you may not have gotten to this, but if you look at that introductory video, I believe I gave everyone a little bit of an assignment to tell me a little bit about themselves.
Okay.
So make sure you look at that. Kelsey, you did that already, right?
I'm not sure if I did. Is that
I can't remember, but anyway, that's worth some points. That's worth a grade. So I will. Here, let me quick check, Kelsey. Hang on.
Okay.
Let's see. How do I do that without you seeing what I'm doing? All right, I'm going to unshare. Okay, we'll come back to the camera. Oh, wrong one. No, Kelsey, you have not done that yet.
Okay, is that in Moodle?
Well, it's in the video, the introduction to the course, I think.
Mm-hmm.
If you look in there, I think in there I had, please send me the following. And it
Oh, okay.
asks for your name, stuff, your last math class, stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, I can do that.
Yeah, so that's what that is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I can go back now. And I can reshare. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's in this video at the very top here, course introduction.
Okay. And would you like that just emailed to you?
That'd be fine.
Okay.
Yep. So Leah,
Yes.
when you solved your technical problem, did you stop hearing multiple voices?
I did. It sounded like an echo where there is
Yep.
multiples of you. And is it Kelsey?
I know exactly what
Yeah.
that's like. Yeah, I'm good. And you were able to solve it.
Exactly. I think there are too many things opened and it kind
Ah,
of inhibited that. So.
I got it.
question for you.
Yes.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is do my assignments in the notebook and make sure it's like a logical progression. And then I need to take, am I going to use like my cam scan that and then somehow take that picture and upload it
Yeah.
to the portal, or how would you
Yeah,
recommend that?
you can use you can just use your cell phone to take the pictures if you want.
Oh, nice.
Or yeah, you can use some kind of a scanner.
Okay.
Anything, and then just send me an email and attach those to it. You don't have to send me everything, but maybe one lesson or part of a lesson, and then I can take a look at it and see what your technique looks like.
Perfect. And then I saw a folder where I'm supposed to submit my assignments.
Yeah,
Okay.
that you mean the notebook.
Oh, that's the notebook. So you're saying after 3 weeks.
So see, there is you don't have to submit assignments separately. When you hand in your notebook, I'll have all your assignments in there.
Okay.
So at the end of a chapter, that's when you share your assignment work. Okay.
Okay. So at the end of the 3rd week, then that's where.
That's the first one. Yeah, at the end of chapter 2, that'll be the first time, and then you'll have all your chapter 2, hopefully all your chapter 2 assignments in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll give you another due date when we get done with chapter. There's 3 chapters, by the way. It's 2, 3, and 8. So right now we're just working on chapter 2.
So for the week that I did miss, does that mean I just keep that running list of assignments, and then when it's time, I can submit it, but not, I'm okay for this past week?
You're not behind from my point of view right now. I mean, you still need to get that stuff done, so you are kind of behind. But from my point of view, you're just fine.
Perfect.
Now, I mean, that's maybe a little bit oversimplified because you got a lot to do between now and the end of next week. But still, you can do it. There's time.
There is.
I mean, I don't know how busy you are during the day, so that you may not have time. But anyway, between now and next Sunday, you need to somehow find a way to get it done.
I will.
Yeah. So yeah, I this explanation thing. I just want to make sure you know. Oh, there's something else. You need to watch that notebook video. But anyway,
Okay.
For each assignment, you're supposed to pick out any 3 questions, and those are the 3 you write the explanation on. You don't write an explanation on every single problem.
Okay.
So I don't know if I may have given the wrong impression there. You don't have to do that for, you do 30 problems, you got to do all of them. No. But the more you explain, that'll certainly help you. But just if you can do 3, well, you're on your way to doing extra credit.
Okay, quick question. And it's in assignments for class in the syllabus, it says lesson 2.215 and then 913, and then there's a line crossed off. Does that mean that's not applicable, or does that mean 9 through 13?
So, okay, so that's the one right on the screen now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what the reason I put the 9 there is so you could see the pattern.
Oh, got it. Okay.
5 up 4 to 9, up 4 to 13. Keep adding 4 until you're through with 25. But don't do number 9. That's what that means.
Don't do number 9.
So the 9 is there to help you with the pattern, but don't do it. That's why it's crossed out.
Got it. Okay.
So skip 9. And something I was talking to Kelsey about before, but I'm not sure you caught.
Mm-hmm.
When you're in lesson 1.1. Let me take a look. I got to get to that page. So in your book, how far do you go then? And the answer is the last problem you will do is 39. Why is that? Because when you turn the page, 41 is in that section called in other words. You don't ever have to go into the in other words or using your knowledge. So in other words, just up to that point. And the last odd before that is number 39.
Okay.
So when it says lesson, on the screen there, lesson 2.1 odds, that means odd numbered problems up to that part. Okay, so in lesson 2.1, what does that mean? It means I got to get to the right page. So what's going to be your last problem on lesson 2.1?
Let me go there.
Yeah, can you
So
see? Go ahead.
71 would it be?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the idea.
Okay.
Yep. Good.
Okay, so if it says in other words or it says application, then that's
Yeah,
not.
that means you're past the assignment. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Or discovery, any of those sections afterwards. You do not, those are not part of the assignments.
Okay. I'll be right back.
So I'm just taking a look back at the 2-2 assignment, and I didn't do number 13 because I thought we didn't have to do 9 or 13. So I'm taking a look at it now, and it's kind of confusing.
Okay. 2.2, number 13?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so number 13, they ask you if the set with A, B, and C in it, is that a subset of A union B? So what you have to do is you have to go up to the directions above that and take A and B and put them together. Here, I've got a slide for that.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I've got the problem, but we have to do it. Okay. So for example, let's see. So we got to do A union B. So A is AB, A, B, C, and then just an A and a B. Well, it's not the greatest example. They've got sets within sets. And B is, again, A and B, A, B, and C, separately, and then the set B and C. So what is A union B? So what do you do with union? With set union, you put them together, but you throw out any repeats.
Yep.
So that means I need that A comma B set. I need that A comma B comma C set. I'm just looking up in part A now. And then separately, I need an A and a B. All right, now what do we have to add to also cover set B? We already have this. We don't have a separate C, so I would throw that in here. And we don't have a BC. Now, I've basically got the contents of anything in both sets A and B. So now, let's look back at the question. Is the set A, comma B, comma C a subset of that?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's right there.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of how I would think that one through.
Okay, that makes sense.
Let's see, Leah, you just came back. That
Yeah.
problem we were working was from lesson 2.2.
Okay, yeah, I was listening in on that, and I haven't gotten that far yet, but I think it'll be helpful.
Yeah. So, but I just wanted you to give you some context. What in the world are we doing when you came back? Yeah.
Good to know.
You know, another thing I want to just make a comment on, Kelsey. So if you've watched the videos, you probably noted that the book uses the improper symbol. I mean, right now they've got, here, let me just highlight this in red. This symbol right there
Yep.
actually means is an improper subset of.
Okay.
But I think what they're really asking you is this. It's not, why is this set ABC not an improper subset of set A union B? Because it's not equal to the whole, it's not a subset that's equal to the whole set. That's what an improper subset is. So this is them using the wrong symbol right here. This is really what they're asking. Well, no, let me get that underline out of there. That's really what they're asking.
Okay, that's kind of what I thought. And then for the part B, and then that ABC is also an element of the set, right? And
it is, because here it is, and it's one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's an element. Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought too. Cool.
So it's 8 o'clock. So what I'm gonna do is stop the broadcast, but you can keep hanging out if you'd like.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, and you don't have to. Like I said, I'm not kicking you out.